Oh. Let's see how this works, man. What's up? What's up? Just a quick live, man. I need to do this more often. Let me see. Let me make sure I can put this on and not. How you guys doing this evening? I'm working on some content. We got Kemar. What's good, Mr. Turner? How you doing, brother? How you feeling tonight, man? I ain't read from you in a second. Working on some content, man. I got arcade video I just rendered. That's gonna be live for tomorrow. Then I got some other stuff I want to kind of put together. The Godfather, you just woke up, bro? That's what's up, homie. Every time I see you, I think of Jesus. Now tell me, is that Jesus Christ that I see on your profile pic? Damn, 2 a.m. there, man. You know what? I want to go to London so bad, I ain't gonna even lie. Kemar, bro, I'm glad you're doing good, homie. Endo, you finna go? All right, bro. I'll catch you next time. So what's the most anticipated TV for the year, man? I ain't even gonna lie. I think the S95C is probably the most anticipated. Ozone BX, bro, you in Michigan? What part of Michigan you from? I'm from Detroit. I'm sure you probably know that, though. West Michigan? Okay, that's what's up. Listen, it's a lot of talent out in Michigan, bro. You got a couple of YouTubers. Kalamazoo, Ben Harbor. Okay. That's what's up, man. It's a lot of home theater talent in Michigan, man, or from Michigan at least. You said random, but we should petition for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to get back on consoles. Man, listen, they won't do what's right, bro. Like if it seemed like it make too much logical sense, then it's not gonna happen. Max said, I'm still waiting for my LG 27-inch to be shipped. Man, listen, I was just looking at that tonight, bro. So you went ahead and got that, huh? Congratulations, man. $1,000 is not too bad for that monitor. You know, and I think the 27-inch is the right space. You know, I see some people giving it backlash because it's not 32-inch. But what people have to realize is that if you went to a 32-inch panel, you know, because it's not 4K, 32 inches looks too pixelated for QHD. So I think it's priced right. It's great technology, and if I'm not mistaken, it has some variation of MLA implemented into it. I don't know. Maybe you can verify that. I can't afford to have that monitor in my collection, so unfortunately, I won't be able to take advantage of that. And the Godfather said, "Yeah, that is a Jesus." I like your screen. I like your screenshot, bro. I like your screenshot, man. Yeah, man. But how's everybody doing this evening? I know it might not be evening time for everyone. You said I had my pre-order since Tuesday and it's still not shipped. Yeah, man. It's kind of it sucks to spend that kind of money and not get it yet. But if I'm not mistaken, and you can correct me if I'm incorrect, you know, when you do a pre-order with them and they don't ship it, I think they take the money first, then they get the money back. In any event, it's not like it helps to have it back because you ready to have a monitor. So hopefully they get you together soon, man. I'm excited for you, bro. I really am. And if this was like quarter 4, I probably would have made the crazy decision to get one. But yeah, I just can't I can't afford it. I don't have a space, nor can I financially justify buying it. You said, not gonna lie, I feel like getting a C2 at 83-inch, But the S95C 77 looking very tempting. Yeah, bro. It's a little. I am disappointed in the manufacturers. You know, for the 83 class of TVs for 23 are not looking great. If you're looking at 83, I think 2022 models are definitely the way to go. Specifically with like the C2 or the G2. You know, but it seems like 77 is that dominant place to be. Obviously, you got the S95C, you got the S90C, and then you're gonna have the MLA G3 only in 77. So, you know, I put my C1 back in the living room. If y'all haven't seen that content, and let me tell you, man, I'm enjoying it. Enjoying it, bro. Let me know if I pronounce your name right. Is it Pian? He says, "Sup, TKK," and I'm glad the OLED displays are providing more size options for consumers. Only going to get better from here on out. You are absolutely right, brother. You know, this is what we wanted, bro. We got 27-inch. Absolutely ridiculous. You know, I would go so far as to tell you that I would even buy a 24-inch OLED monitor in QHD. I would. I'd buy that for, you know, a corner fighting game setup. Street Fighter 6 is getting ready to come out, and let me tell you, y'all see me with a little bit of a beard now. It's only gonna get worse. So yeah, I'm glad also. Jordan, thank you, Jordan, for all your support, brother. I see you commenting all the time. I do appreciate you. You said what's going on. I'm doing good tonight. I hope you're doing good too. And you said you're still enjoying the C1. I gotta tell you, bro, I am too. You know, I was tempted to make a video tonight to you guys. I didn't want to feel like I was nickel and diamond you guys though, because I was gonna make a video and I was gonna just make another video just telling you how much I enjoyed the C1. Tonight I watched episode 1 as I was eating dinner with Lady Hera. I was watching episode 1 of the latest season of Chicago MED, and it looked so good, bro. It was just like, you know, what it is size is king, man. And I keep telling people this. If you get the right quality of a TV and the enough size that's big enough, you will enjoy it. Kumar, you said, question, how do you guys feel about Dolby Vision? Is it worth it or no? I've seen a couple movies in Dolby Vision, but heard HDR10 is just as good. You need opinions. So I'm going to be honest with you. And I've made some content recently, and I spoke on it briefly. I recently downloaded and added to my Plex server about 15 Dolby Vision movies. I'm not even able to watch them because I cheaped myself out on my Plex server, and I have a really low-end graphics card in them. So I'm actually redoing my Plex server. The point is, as soon as I redo this, add this extra graphics card into it, I'll be able to watch the content. And I plan on speaking more going forward on my opinion about Dolby Vision. But what I will tell you is it's one of those things that's just like the 2.1 HDMI thing with Sony. When you pay a certain amount of money, you just you inspect what you expect. And so I feel like Dolby Vision needs to be a standard. Now, whether or not it's good enough or something you could pass on, for gaming, I would say it's not so big a deal. But for movies, I think it would be nice to have it. I think all players should have Dolby Vision, just like all players should have 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. The Godfather says, since I don't have work and off all week, gonna watch all my classic action movies on the A95K. You said got a lot of 80s and 90s action movies, and no panel brings them alive like the A95K. Yeah, I'm gonna put it out there again for you guys, man. Listen, and I know, you know, the price is always going to be a thing that people are conscious of with that Sony from last year. That TV was so magnificent, you know, it from a picture quality perspective. I've never been that impressed by a TV. And it just offered me, it offered me something that was just, that I felt like I was really looking forward to, right? And so at this point, the only thing I need is a larger size out of it. So the TV that I'm really wanting is the A95L. It hasn't been announced in 77-inch, you know, but the S95C, it's looking like I'm gonna get that in 77 first at least. This might be a situation where I end up buying it and then, depending on whenever they announce it, I'll return it. Because I'm thirsty for a newer TV and I'm thirsty for quantum dot, but the size, I can't deal with the size now. I can't do a 65-inch. If that makes sense. That was kind of a lot to take in, but yeah. Mr. Ken 1230 says, I love the tech for Samsung Quantum Dot OLED, but I don't want to give up Dolby Vision. Great, exactly, man. It's almost like a person saying, you know, they love the Alpha 95 King picture quality. They may know or realize that it's the best looking option that you could have gotten last year, but they don't want to give up, you know, the two HDMI ports. I totally agree with you. No one should be able to tell you that, you know, you don't need Dolby Vision. You don't need that. You know what I'm saying? It's like telling me if I eat a hot dog, you know, that I don't need mustard. I eat mustard on my hot dogs. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know if that analogy is going to make sense, but it's like, you can't tell me what I want, what I feel like I should have, you know? So I agree with you, bro. PN said, I saw the new Black Panther movie last night in Dolby Vision, UHD. Very nice watch. I haven't watched it yet. I've been on vacation from work, and I spent a couple of days spending some time with one of my younger brothers, not biologically my brother, but a young brother that, you know what I'm saying, kind of need a little bit of mentoring. And, you know, we had a conversation about the Black Panther movie. He told me it gives you the feels. So I told him, I said, I'll watch the first one again, and then I'll get to the second one. So the New Yorker, is that how you pronounce it? The New Yorker 21. He says S95B versus C1. You know, I have to be honest with you. Samsung, the S95B is unequivocally, without a doubt, the second strongest TV that exists right now. I'm keeping it 100% with you. LG doesn't have anything that can give you the potential blow for blow, outside of the complete package the LG gives you, you know, the sizes and things like that. I tell people size is king. I would choose a 77-inch C1 or C2 over an S95 being 65. So the question for me, if I'm asked, would have to be what size. Max Anderson says, yeah, I have the LG C2 48-inch. OLEDs are still the way to go for the money. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish I would have made content sooner for you guys, but hopefully me showing you, you know, what I've had in my Rolodex in terms of the older TVs, the EF9500. Like, nobody has an EF9500 that's just laying around, right? Anybody that's got that TV, they didn't just recently buy that TV, and I just gave that TV away last year. So I've been a firm believer in OLEDs, and before OLEDs, it was the upper echelon Samsung SUHDs and so forth. And so I do truly believe in OLED, and I'm happy to see where they're going with quantum dots too. Keymark Turner said, hey, TK, I feel like Sony might use both MLA and quantum dot. I agree, bro. This could be a unique situation. No, let me retract that. I don't think that they'll do both. You know, I think it's quite possible, but I think LG's probably going to keep that MLA panel sold up for this year, specifically for the G3. I believe that next year, the C4 will have the MLA technology. I know that the smaller LG monitors will have MLA, but I think that's like kind of like an ace up their sleeve that they're keeping for themselves specifically. And then I don't think that Sony would really want to put something that close to what quantum dot is. So I think that Sony's going to play it safe with being 77, quantum dot being their pinnacle, and then, you know, doing whatever the new A80 model is going to be. I don't think it'll have MLA, but I think, you know, if they can get that brightness up there, that'd be nice. G Lal, I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. He said, when would be the best time to buy LG C1 or C2? I was hoping price drop. C1 is over. No one buys the C1 now. You don't buy the C1 now. If you own a C1, you rejoice because you made a great purchase. You don't buy C1 now, though, brother. I say that respectfully. You know, unless you're getting yourself a great deal, unless you knew someone like me that was around you and they were selling a TV or something. You know, and when I say like me, I mean someone that buys TVs regular, and, you know, they possibly are just, you know, looking to part ways with it for a good deal. You don't buy the C1. We're too far gone with C1. Black frame insertion, you don't need. It's a great feature. It's missing on the 2, but it adds input latency. C2 gives you everything. It's an upgrade. It is a true upgrade. Last year, people didn't understand why C2 would be an upgrade because they felt it was so close to C1. But right now, we're in a time where C2 needs to be your focus. Is C2 or better if it's going from LG? That's my I'm gonna say my professional opinion. Work Birdie Gaming. You said what's good, TKK. What's good, my dog? And let me ask y'all something. People keep calling me TTK. Do I need to change the way that I have my name written? That's just a random question for the group. I've heard more people than one say my name, and when they pronounce it, they say TTK. And I just can't understand it, but I don't take offense to it, but I'm just curious. Godfather said, I still have the S95B, and trust me, even though it's a good TV, the lack of Dolby Vision is annoying. Exactly. And again, I'll say it again. It's similarly to like when people look at A95K and they're like, it only has two HDMI 2.1 ports. I don't argue that with people because you can't tell a person what they don't need. Samsung needs to have Dolby Vision. It needs to be there. It's evident that it's in content. It's in Wednesday. The show, the Addams Family show. It's in the Black Panther movie. Like there's content with it implemented. So to say that your panel is so good that you don't need Dolby Vision, to me is very egotistical, and I think it's a very cheap way to shortchange your consumer base, right? Mr. Turner said MLA for 77-inch, 80 series standard for 90. Hold on a second. MLA for 77-inch, 80 series standard for 90 series, while quantum dot OLED for 95 series. Yep, exactly. That would be interesting. I can't see Sony getting, if we're talking about Sony. Yeah, obviously we're talking Sony because we're saying 80 series. I just can't see them. I think that they'll keep 90 series as the pinnacle of what a small TV is. A95, A90K, not 95, A90K is the best looking 40 whatever inch you want to see, period. I don't care. The best looking. It's the best looking 40 to 50 inch, because that's what it is, 42 inch or 48 inch. So it's dominating the 40 class to 50 class for anything. There's nothing that looks better than A90K, right? So they give you that as Master Series. Out of the box, calibration looks great. I think that, what they need to do is they need to give 80 series needs to get the 83 inch. If they can get the brightness tuned on that thing, great. But MLA, like I said, I don't see LG allowing that as an option, right? Because then at that point, their pinnacle is now up against Sony's second tier OLED series, right? That doesn't seem like it'll make good business sense, but who knows? PN said, if I invested in Samsung Quantum Dot, that would be a gaming display. I just need them to come down to 42, but doubt they would do that. Yeah, so 42 is not something they're going to touch, not in a 16:9 aspect ratio. Samsung with Quantum Dots in the monitor space, they're more focused on the 21:9 aspect ratio, so they're ultra wide. So they're not truly 4K, they're 1440 with the 3440 resolution scale. That's how that is. So until they start producing actual panels for smaller, I don't see it happening anytime soon. I don't know what the cost is like. And then I feel like they have a special place in the market that they're trying to dominate, right? Mr. Brad Graves says size for sure. Size is king, 100%. When you guys go to a movie theater, which some people still do go to movie theaters, you go there for the immersion of the screen and for the sound, right? So when you get home, you understand that there's a diminish of return. If I can get an 83-inch C9, right? A C9 and 83-inch, obviously it's going to look better than anything you'll see in a movie theater, right? So I don't have to have the latest and greatest. As long as my standard of panel technology and the size is good, then you'd be happy. Mr. Dion Arthur said, did you hear about the 3 Sony mini LEDs releasing in March? I didn't hear about that, but I did see a short that Mr. HD TV Test made. Sony has a, well, you said mini LED. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of micro LED. No, I did not see those, so forgive what I was about to say. The Mr. New Yorker, the New Yorker said, thank you. You're welcome, bro. Work, Birdie. I'm trying to keep up with these comments, so forgive me. I got to get better at this. That's why I decided to just get on here. He said, I can't play my games if I'm not on an OLED. Listen, I had this conversation with somebody else earlier. You know, when you get to a certain standard, you get to seeing those black levels. Response time, not input latency, but you get familiar with that response time. Trust me, you can't go back to your traditional, your conventional panel technology. At that point, you are thirsty for the panel. You don't care about anything else but the panel. So I agree. And this is exactly why their 27-inch monitor and QHD only is okay, because it's the panel. You said Nightbreak Dreamer. Good to see you live streaming and hope you're doing well. How does HDR10 Plus compare to Dolby Vision? So, to be honest with you, brother, thank you first and foremost for commenting. I can't really answer that. And as I was just saying about like 5 minutes or so ago, I downloaded some Dolby Vision content, and I got these two panels set up the way that I do in the new game room, because this is how I'm gonna really be able to compare the content. We're gonna have a lot of steals, things like that. So again, I'm gonna have MLA with Dolby Vision next to S95C with HDR10 Plus. So I can't articulate that right now, but going forward, we'll be able to speak more fluid to it. I don't want to blow any smoke and lie to you and just tell you, yeah, it's better. No, it's, I can't tell you that. But what I can say is what I've always said. You deserve to have Dolby Vision today as a standard, just like you deserve to have 4 HDMI 2.1s as a standard. You say S95B is on sale, worth picking up for $1,300 with latest software? Of course, absolutely. And let me tell you why, right? So in the 55-inch, I'm assuming that's what the 1,300 is. You still got like one of, if not the best gaming displays, period, right? So for $1,300, it doesn't matter which firmware it's on. Listen, the firmware didn't make the S95B trash. My frustrations was just that they changed it. And I was more frustrated with the consumer base that was trying to say like, oh, this was the greatest company of all time. And it's like, if you really respect your buyer base, you wouldn't do things the way you did. All right, Mr. Graves said if Sony 77-inch goes as bright as the new Samsung, I'm gonna have to get theirs this year. The G3 is going to be a hell of a contender. Exactly, right? And unless someone says that it has MLA in the 77 space, I'm not even looking at them. Not even looking at them, right? But I'm going to be looking to do the G3 in 55. Now, if somehow, some way they screw me over in 55-inch and that TV's not popping, y'all going to see a different kind of me. I'm telling you. Vincent, he said, nah, fam, you've been to King Kendrick. Appreciate that, bro. So that means I don't need to change the way my name is. Okay, and he says, all right, I'm catching up on these comments. Philly Man 2410 said, I got 65-inch C2 with 4090. Love it. Listen, brother, tell me about it, man. You and me, we one and the same, my brother. And I'm going to be making more content around the PC space of things. Not to insult anyone with the consoles, but I've seen more people get into these televisions, right? And these televisions have so many features that we're not able to take advantage of if you're limited to a console. So when I make this content going forward, it's going to be with the intentions of just trying to, to educate you, to empower you, right? But thank you for sharing that, man. And Ozone BX said it's like Crunchy Black calling Vlad glad. Okay, so you think that's how it is when people say TTK? Because I'm just like, you said I'm scratching my head, but it makes me scratch my head every time, and I'm just like, why? But I'm older, so I don't take offense. It's just like, okay, I get it. Maybe that's a running joke I don't know about or something. G Law says, when is the best time to buy C2? Listen, if I sold TVs, if I was like that guy, partner with someone, I'd have all kind of information. I feel like the right time to buy any TV is when you can afford it. And honestly, if you haven't been following the content, I don't know if you're new to the channel or not. I tell people just be on point, man. Stay ready so you ain't got to get dressed. Keep that bankroll straight for whatever you're trying to get. Get it. If you don't like it, return it. Get that money back to the bank. Go back to the drawing board. But don't look for any spectacular deals, because by the time you see really good deals, it's going to be the new stuff is going to be out. You know what I mean? So that's just a never-ending revolving door. PN said, I'm looking to pair a 4090 build a little later this year with my C2. Man, the performance increase is going to be insane. Absolutely. And the C2 has everything you need, man. The ultra-wide is native. You don't have to do any crazy custom resolutions. The 120 hertz at 4K is nice, is optimal. The G-Sync works. I've tested it. It works as low as 35 frames per second, right? Your G-Sync works. So that means if you're trying to push games, and if you're coming from a console, if you're familiar with playing games at 30 frames per second, even if you're trying to get that max settings out of it, and you don't want to use deep learning super sample, the G-Sync on the LGs will activate as low as 35 frames. I've been able to test and see no type of you know, distortion or screen tearing or anything like that. So it's gonna be a great combination for you, man. Um, uh, Damn, how do you pronounce his name? Vessen? Is it Vessen? Correct me if I'm wrong. He says Samsung won't pay for it. Speaking about Dolby Vision, they're going to keep with the open HDR plus, and you know it might work good. I mean, HDR 10 plus might be great. Mr. Ken 1230 said, has Samsung made any promises about not changing picture quality? No, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not just Samsung. You know, Vizio has broken some TVs. And you know what? The same way that TVs can become worse with firmware updates, they can become better. You know, when Sony came out with the A90J in 2021, I was absolutely furious that TV did not have like the variable refresh rate working out the box, but a firmware update, you know, fixed that, right? And so it's like the intent of the creator is to make it better. It's like me giving you a channel update or me changing something, right, on my channel. You know, I intend for it to be more optimal for me and you, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. It just so happens that this TV was so goddamn hype, excuse my language, but it was so hyped up that, you know, when people started seeing the things get changed, and my issue was that we didn't have an explanation for the changes. If Samsung came out and said, hey, we're going to take the brightness down a little bit because, you know, we're finding out in our labs that, you know, panels are burning out or something like that, we'll accept that. But just to change stuff, and it's just like, yo, you didn't already got critically acclaimed reviews from all over the world from a YouTube perspective and beyond about this TV, and then you changed it. So no promises have been made, but they weren't made last time either. They don't even tell you that the TV is the best TV out of their lineup. Like they're not even saying that their Quantum Dot is their top tier TV, right? So, you know, it just kind of is what it is. You will not fool me again. I just know that when I get it, it ain't going online, and that's gonna be that. ABDI, Abdi, I don't know. No, forgive me. Let me get wavy first. LB So Wavy 718 said, one YouTuber told me that there's not really a difference between HDR10 and Dolby Vision. And most, you know, so here's my thing, man. I don't want to, all I can say is that Dolby Vision should be a standard. It should be an available standard. I don't care what they have to pay. It should be a standard for premium TVs. It should be a standard. Whether or not it's worth it or not is irrelevant. It should be there. It should be a standard, right? ABDI said, which should I get? A90K or S95B? A90K doesn't hold a candle to S95B. You're not going to hear me tell any lies when it comes down to these TVs. You don't compare those two. They're not to be compared. A90K is what you buy if you want the best smaller TV. You're going from 40 to 50 inch, and you just, you know, this is like a desk situation. Maybe you're using it to edit some content or something. Then you go A90K. S95B, again, is only in 55 and 65. So already they're separated by the class sizes. And then picture, it's a wash. Like the S95B just offers you too much of a different type of picture versus the A90K. I really think the A90K is for that elegant user that's trying to create content, or they're in a small bedroom and they want the chef kiss best 50 inch that they can get. So that's how you make that decision. And sorry if this camera is shaking. FNU LNU says, thanks for helping me go with the C2. Really enjoyed the game comparisons. You're welcome, my brother. I'm glad I could help you. Mr. Turner said, oh, so the 90 series is now for the smaller sizes. I thought with the A90J they would continue. No, so 2022, if things are to continue, 2022 A90K was not a larger TV. They took the 90 and dominated the smaller market. Sorry I got to your comment so late, because I know you responded for me saying that earlier. But yeah, there's no more 90 series in a larger caliber. You know, whatever the 8K, I guess, if they have that, would be that. But there's no more 90 series OLED if things are to continue. They got it for the 8 series to kind of battle with the C, and then the Quantum Dot, that's the big boy. The Godfather said, I noticed that when my Samsung, you said Luxa feature or lacks a feature, or LG lacks in picture processing, people make excuse for them. But when it's Sony, they love to rob it and highlight it to no stop. People need to balance. I do find that to be a thing too. I feel like people are more critical on Sony. Now, I'm not sure if the reasoning may be, cost or whatnot. Maybe if they think because, the TVs cost more that they should be on point more with stuff. I'm not sure. That's really interesting. If anybody has an opinion on that, I'd like to hear. Travis Robinson said, what is the best TV for a 3070 and an i7 processor? Which i7 processor do you have, my brother? And are you planning to game in 4K? The processor is definitely going to bottleneck you depending on how old it is, if your expectations are in 1080p. And if you are wanting to game in 4K, let me know the processor and then we'll go from there. I can answer that on the fly. ABDI said, I'm happy with either a 48 inch or a 55. To answer your question, my brother, that doesn't help me to help you. Like I said, if you want the best 48 inches, the A90K. If you want the second best 55 inches, the S95B. Now, I don't mean nobody, no disrespect, but the first best 55 inches, the A95K from a picture quality. If you want that in between, get you a C2, baby. If you know you're going to be doing some gaming on it, you want to save a little bit of money, get you a C2 or get that S95B. But you get that C2 or that G2, you know for a fact that what you bought is going to be solid and concrete. You get that S95B, he going to be a little flaky. He might be sweet today and then next week, he tripping again. So I don't know. It just depends on how Samsung feeling about, your TV. I am trying to catch you guys' comments, just so you know. Hamza says, hey, TK. He says, as far as accuracy, how do you think the S90 or 95C will fare? Obviously, Sony has an edge with accuracy. I do think that, in my opinion, the Samsung was an accurate TV. You just had to go in and you had to really, I'm going to use the term, dial. You had to dial. I like when people say that. You had to dial in the settings, right? You had to really dial it in. And I feel like you have to do more work than you should have to with the Samsung. So with that being said, I have championed for Samsung for quite a long time. Samsung, in my opinion, no one can take this from me. This is my opinion as a man, is the greatest TV manufacturer of all time. Doesn't mean that they have the crown right now as the best TVs. But they from a business perspective, understand what the hell they're doing. So their TVs, I think that the TV will be pretty accurate. You'll get some of these guys, some of these people that they'll champion accuracy. And I don't know what their credentials are, man. I'm just a cat that likes to buy TVs. I know what looks good to me. So hopefully that answers your question, bro. The Godfather, A90J55 or A80K or C2 would be my recommendation. Good. See, my man's holding you down. Mr. Jordan Avington said, can't wait for the Marvel Spider-Man 2, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8. Bro, I'm really excited for Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6. Listen, I'm going to be playing so much of that. I'm not going to flood it on All About TKK, but my gaming channel is literally, I'm going to have a whole personality on there. I'm going to be able to, look, I want that channel to get monetized, but I want to keep it raw. I want to be able to just get on there and cut up and act a fool and have sets. So I'm going to have a great time. Havoc, what's up? Mr. Havoc 83, that's my dog. Old school. We go back so far back to like 09, 2010. Miss Nicole said, how much will the G3 be in 55? No word on that yet. To be honest with you, I expect it to be the same cost range as the G2 when it launched, maybe $100 more. So he said, making you feel old. Don't feel old, bro. Don't feel old. We just go back though, homie. I appreciate you, man. I really do. Mr. Joshua Martin said, I legit don't see how it can get better than my C1. Listen, I feel you. I feel you. As I said, I don't know how long you've been in here, but I was watching episode 1 of the latest season of Chicago Med. And I'm watching this, it starts off with a fire scene, right? It's like the doctors are trying to get these people out of this building that's burning. And I'm streaming it from my Plex server, which I got the content in 1080p. The highlights of the flames and everything are just phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm enjoying it. A part of why I'm enjoying it though is because the size, right? Because I've had the A95K. Now keep in mind, when I go to bed, I watch the A95K. So my perspective changes every night. Every night I'm going to bed and I'm like, This is what a TV's supposed to look like. But then in the daytime, I'm looking at this larger TV and I'm like, this is what a TV's supposed to look like. So I really need the quantum dot to be in the 77, basically is what I'm trying to say. Mr. Wave, he said, I just finally got my PS5 this week, and now I'm looking for a Samsung S95C or Sony Quantum Dot OLED. Hey, listen, congrats on getting the PlayStation, bro. Let me know what are the first games that you're planning on playing. I still haven't gotten around to God of War 2. I am so infatuated with God of War because the that bond that he has with his son, me being a daddy, you feel me? It's just, I almost don't want to end the story, man. So eventually I'm gonna have to get to it. But yeah. Night Break Dreamer says, why won't Samsung add Dolby Vision to their TVs? Are they so arrogant that they make their products are better without it? So I can't say that Samsung thing is probably a business perspective, It probably makes more business sense for them to not have that. And at the same time, I don't necessarily feel like Samsung per se would be the ones to say that, hey, our stuff is so much better, you don't need Dolby Vision. You would get YouTubers, you would get people that review products that will champion that, which I think is absolutely absurd. And it goes against like what we should stand for as a community. From every one of these manufacturers, no matter what you like, we shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be trying to understand each other's perspective, but ultimately we should want everything from all of these companies. Again, Sony should be making their own MediaTek chip. I should have 4 ports, 4 that are HDMI 2.1. Samsung should have Dolby Vision. LG should be buying a quantum dot. I mean, like the C2, how good would it be if the C3 was MLA, right? And the G3 was a quantum dot. I mean, just think about it. Like, just think about it. Like, if you put the C3 at the head of your WOLED market with MLA this year, and then you gave the gallery the quantum dot, like, go ahead and buy the panel from them. Like, I mean, none of these companies do it's like they're always going to take some precautions to do some dumb shit. That's just how I feel, man. That's how I feel. You said you go by Vey? Is that how you pronounce it? Or V? Forgive my ignorance on that. And the Godfather, thank you, bro. I know you just woke out your sleep, but I appreciate people like you going through answering these questions. HDTV00. Oh, my man's. What's up, dog? He said, I was at 2,000 hours on my C1. You know that meant when I turned the TV off. Oh, so you had to do the pixel refresh, right? I don't know what that thing looks like, to be honest with you. Mr. Bell, Michael Bell, what's up? How you doing, brother? I said Mr. Bell. It made me think about Stringer Bell because I was watching I watched The Wire, I watch an episode of The Wire like every single day. Like every day I watch at least one episode of The Wire, right? And so just seeing your name made me think of Stringer Bell. Okay, HDTV 00 said, oh, and now that I think about it, TKK, did you notice a big difference in smoothness of motion when you went up from the C9? I skipped the C9 to the C1. I felt there was a big difference. Way smoother on a C1. So you skipped the C9. So yeah, you absolutely missed out on a remarkable piece of technology within the C9. And ironically, so the video that's coming tomorrow is going to be arcade stuff. It's already shot. It's on the channel. So it's set to go live at like 8 o'clock. But tomorrow I'm actually going to be filming some content on the C9 OLED. Now the C9 is something I'm going to be giving that TV away. But I have the C9 back in the house and it's set up. So I'm going to revisit that, just to kind of like see what it's like. Right now it's on the wall in my workout room and it's just being used as a frame artwork. But no, I didn't notice a big motion jump from C9 to C1. But then again, if you came in from like a C7, C8, something like that older to the C1, then there was a huge gap. Madness Media, what's up? This is my dog, man. That's my young homie, man. I don't like calling people my little homie, you know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes that term can get misconstrued. People can think you disrespecting them. But that's my little brother, you know what I'm saying? He up under me for real. Everything is good with me, brother. Hopefully you had a good day. Jared said, boss, what up? He says, C2 different. I just picked up a 65-inch. I already have E9. Listen. That brother said he got an E9 and 65, and I can see a nice difference. Listen, brother, I feel so bad that I gave away my EF 9500 one night. I felt so bad, honestly, I almost wanted to cry. I didn't cry, but I almost wanted to. You know, so you got an E9, man. Hold on to that thing. Hold on to it, brother. Mr. Wavy said, I'm looking forward to Street Fighter 6. Mortal Kombat 12 is what I'm really looking forward to. That's my favorite franchise. Look, bro, Wavy, I need to get with you, bro. Because if you're gonna be playing MK12, do you play MK11? That's what I gotta know right now. Answer that if you're still on here. ABDI said, hey, TKK, thanks a ton for the explanation and guidance. I just purchased the S95B, and I'm grateful for your expert advice. Keep up the great work. Oh, man, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for the kind words, and hopefully you will enjoy the S95B. I know you're in another country. Over here, the way we play it in the States, if we don't like it, it's for sure going to get returned. So, you know, my biggest thing to you would be, you know, make sure that you mess around with whatever the store is that you're buying it from. Because if you don't like that TV, I don't know if they'll have a restocking fee. Just make sure you don't keep it, man. You know, these TVs are not something that we have to have. There's something we want to have, definitely. So let's just keep that in mind. Mr. Bell said, is Sony launching a game with a TV with game optimizers and 4 ports? Unfortunately, no, Sony won't be releasing a TV in 2023 with 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. It's unfortunate, but you know what? I understand it. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Listen, you know, and some people are going to say whatever they might want to say about whomever, you know, fanboyism aside. It does not steer me away from what I'm looking to get from Sony this year. I would very much so like to have their 77-inch quantum dot. Even understanding that it's going to be probably more than it should be, that's what I want. The 4 ports do not disturb me. I've already invested in the home theater equipment to give me the adequate ports that I will need, right? But yeah, unfortunately, they won't have that. And neither will Samsung have Dolby Vision. Now, I know it's going to seem like I'm kind of like, you know, hitting the one because of the other, but I got to play shit fair, man. And I be seeing I see a lot of stuff from people in the way they talk. And I'm like, I don't get it. How you going to beat one up and not the other one? They all need to get their ass kicked. But that's my opinion. So Mr. Robinson said, you got a 12 Gen i7. Yeah, bro, you good. You're good. I'm going to be honest with you. I would recommend you, brother, to get yourself a Samsung S95B. I think that TV will be the most affordable option for what you have that will give you the most, right? So ultimately, bang for the buck is what you're looking at. I don't think you should look anything lower than the S95B. C2 is so close in cost, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's where I would go. And Miss Nicole says, so TKK, you think $16.99 and G355 or more? You know, I think LG might try to gas $17.99 as a retail cost in the United States. There's no way to tell for sure. You know, but I feel like, you know, with the new MLA, I don't know what extra they had to put into the panel cost of the TVs to get that manufactured. But typically, you know, they're going to play, like historically, they play around the same cost. Maybe another $100, give or take, but yeah. What LG needs to start doing with the G model is, honestly, they need to get back to offering the base. I forced myself to mount my TVs in my game room now because I want that TV and I know that it's not going to come with a base. So to prevent myself from doing what I always have done, and that's buying a C model and not a G, I just said, the hell with it. I'm going to just mount the TV so when I get it, I can just throw it on the wall. All right, so Mr. Ken 1230 said, if you like the first God of War, Ragnarok is gonna blow you away. So let me tell you something. I told my little bro this the other day, and you know, this is gonna sound crazy to some people. You know, the God of War game that came out in 2018 is the very first God of War game that I ever played, like ever. And I look. People that like really know me, they think that shit is crazy because they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, dude, like, you know, because when I was coming up and when I was younger, when the first God of Wars came out, dude, I was stuck in the arcades. So all the time that people were like holding their controllers, you know, I was playing Street Fighter. I was in the arcade banging the machines, right? The games that I played that were not in the arcade were Resident Evil games, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8. But dude, I played games. Like I was literally on the road playing games, right? And yeah, so this God of War game, not only is it my first playing it, but it's just like I'm touched because I'm a dad, and like some of these conversations that Kratos is having with his son is just like, yo, it's like next level. It's like when he tells his son, don't be sorry, be better. I'm like, that's like some shit that I say to my kids. Like, so I don't know, man. It's crazy. But I know some people gonna laugh at me because that's my first God of War. And I don't like I love what I'm experiencing with that game so much. I don't even want to beat it. I don't want to beat it. Like I keep starting it over because I'm just like, I don't know when the end is gonna come. So I don't want to lose the experience, man. But it's kind of crazy. I needed to give y'all that story. Okay, let me catch up on this. You said, holy shit. Somebody just gave me 20 bucks. What the fuck? Who was that? How can I see that? I can't see who that is. I don't know how to work this yet, but whoever did that, thank you so much. He said, okay, so Popo Django says, do you think AI will take over TV soon? You know, I don't have enough intelligence to really answer that question, to be honest with you. I really don't know. Brian. Oh, Tech Therapy. What's up, my brother? Thank you so much for that. What they call it, a super chat. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate you, my man. And I follow you too, dude. I do. Listen, I hang on to a lot of stuff that, you know what I'm saying, you say. And just keep on doing it, bro. Keep on doing it. You're doing it in a way where, you know, I kind of want to have my own thing. So thank you. Mr. Ken 1230, thank you too, brother. Appreciate you so much, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you. But let me get back to these comments. I'm sorry. I'm trying, like, this is my favorite part about doing something like this. It's just the engagement, being able to talk to you guys. So you asked me if I think AI will take over TVs. I don't know enough about that to be able to answer that. You know, somebody else can maybe chime into that. I like to piggyback off of whatever your answer is. He says Nightbreak Dreamer. He says God of War Ragnarok is an amazing game. If you like the father and son bondings in the first game, you're gonna love it in Ragnarok. Thank you for telling me that, because I got the game sealed. Haven't even cracked it open yet, right? Well, I cracked it open because I did the unboxing. I had Lady Hera do the unboxing on the channel, but I didn't actually, you know, play the game yet. Mr. Douglas Wright said, hey, TKK, loving the live stream. What are some of your go-to games for the 4090? To be perfectly honest with you guys, you know, I was just playing Contra Hard Corps. Now, the younger people may not know what that game is, but, you know, I was just browsing through my big box selection of games, and I was like, you know what, let me find something to play. And I was communicating with some of my friends on Facebook, and I don't know, something just told me to play Contra Hard Corps tonight on Genesis. And so I was playing that game and just loving it. So when it comes down to like go-to games to play, you know, it's just like whatever's going to look BA on the screen, honestly. You know, 4090 is just going to push everything to the max. Mr. Hill says, good evening, TKK. He said, I started playing Street Fighter more serious back in 2010 because of you. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Those were great times. We put on a hell of a show, and yeah, I'm missing some of y'all comments. I'm sorry. I'll have to get better at this as time goes. Mr. Travis Robinson said, I currently have what was known as the TV made for PS5, the X90J. Listen, so I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody that might be emotionally invested with Sony. I try to be conscious when I talk about some of these panels. Sony has never, in my opinion, never made a TV for a console. Never. They've never made a TV for a console. You know, when you look at the marketing, right, of the advertisement, how they put that out there, yeah, they can say that they made this TV for that. This is made specifically for that. But unfortunately, you know, you got a great TV because the X90J was a good TV. I believe that TV had full array, local dimming. If not, it was a mini LED. But good TV, you know, but yeah, there are better options out there depending on what type of gamer you are. Keeping up with the Joneses. First of all, I want to say, hey, thank you for all the comments. You do keep me very motivated. I love reading things from you. And I know that you like, you know, venture into the other YouTubers also. You said TKK is a great spirit, so much knowledge about gaming and televisions, and even better human being. Thank you so much. Very much so appreciate that comment. Very kind. Joshua Martin says, and now I see the super chat from Brian. And forgive me, I don't know how to like highlight this stuff up like some of the other guys do. I have to learn this. I feel very comfortable with computing, but I have to get the setup, you know, set up for this. Joshua Martin, if you're still in here, you said we can definitely get a lobby going for MK11. Yes, I want to play MK11. So anybody in here that plays Mortal Kombat, I'm not saying that you got to be a world-class player, but if you play Mortal Kombat 11, I would love to fight you. So please give me gamer tags because I want the smoke. And when I tell you I want the smoke, I'm not even gonna brag, but listen, I'm more of a set player. You know, I play, I lose, I start downloading, and then I change the set around, right? So yes, I like to play you guys. Jordan said they need to make another Mortal Kombat 12. Is gonna be a sick looking game. I don't know how you pronounce your name. Azen Long. My A90K is still running strong, moderate use every day since launch. I want to see what Sony has in store for this year. A90K is an amazing TV, guys. Like I said, that's going to be the best offering that you could get from 48 or 50 if you're looking for picture quality. Hands down, good job. CVL said, what up, TKK? Keep up the arcade stick content, homie. Big fan of all your stuff. You know, I got to get back into making arcade stick content. I have arcade content coming. You know, I've got something already created and it's set to post for tomorrow. So I appreciate your support there. We do got more arcade stick coming for sure. Deslime said, hey, TKK, I was wondering if you were planning on reviewing any Hisense or TCL budget type TV this year. You know what? He said, Peasants Unite. Hey, listen, man, I respect everybody. I see the value in all the brands that make TVs. Hisense has some great offerings. They do have a lot of nice standards. Things like Dolby Vision are definitely there. And so unfortunately, I can't tell you right now that I am in a place where I can tell you that I'm gonna be buying TVs just to review them. Right now, that would kind of break the mode of, I'm gonna just say like the realism of what I bring on my channel. Right now, everything that you've seen me post and talk about has just been like organically purchased for myself or someone that was immediately near me. So I can't say that I'm gonna get one of those TVs. I'm sorry, I wish I could be the one to tell you that, but I'm sure there's gonna be some great reviews out there from this great community of YouTubers that post content. Dro01D, he says, do you think the HTA9 is worth the several thousands price tag when paired with the A95K? I absolutely don't. I don't. I don't see the value in that. You know, it costs so much money. You know, I think that's really priced for some people that are just like soundbar enthusiasts, maybe, but they're looking for that dedicated sound separation. You know, in the convenience of not having the cords. I really do think that. Now, what I will tell you is that I wish more TVs had the center functionality that the Sony TVs have. I think that's something that LG and Sony are both missing, at least at the upper echelon, right? Out of those three, that's something that they can take. And I don't think Sony gets enough credit for having it as a feature. The ability to use the TV as a center. When I'm currently watching, I'm binge watching like all of these home theater, you know, show me your room videos on YouTube. I've watched like 70 videos. I'm not even lying or exaggerating. And you know, I'm starting to learn more about the audio of it because I'm very ignorant to that piece of this hobby. But the thing is that I'm seeing a lot of people saying that you should place the center, you know, in the theater setups, they have it behind the screen. So the idea of having the center come from the screen is just ingenious. I don't think that that setup is worth that money, though. I'm sorry. Okay, Havoc said I beat God of War 2 a while back. Highly recommend, my friend. Also, Dead Space remake is so good. I'm hearing that it looks good, man. I'm hearing that that game looks good. I got to check it out. All right, let me scroll down here. Let me try to scroll down, guys. I'm sorry. Some of them I might miss. I'm seeing a lot of you guys giving Brian a shout out. I really appreciate that, man. I respect him a lot. And Jeremy from his tech channel too. There's another person. When I said earlier that you know, Michigan's got a lot of great talent. Um, you know, that man's from Michigan. I'm from Michigan. You know, Michigan's got some great talent, man. I was happy to when I learned that he was from the same state that I'm from. So you guys can expect to see some collaborations going on with me, and hopefully I can get with Brian his Whisper Status 74 also one day. Yes, Peter Parker, we have arcade video. It's literally uploaded already now. It's set to go live at 8 a.m. in the morning. So yes, definitely. Bala Gun said, TKK, what up? I like watching your videos. Dro01D, man, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. I don't get on here for that, but you know what? Thank you, because hey, man, we want to turn this thing into a business, so I appreciate the support. Wavy said, yeah, I get MK11. I grew up with the franchise. I play every MK. Yeah, man. So okay, let me make sure I can let me use my other phone to get your gamer tag. I'll just take a photo of it. Yeah, great. So I got your gamer tag, Wavy. So I'm looking forward to getting down with you. You said, am I into shoot 'em ups? Yeah, I like shoot 'em up games, man. Definitely. You got some recommendations you think I should play? And Darren O'Connor said, hope you had a good weekend, brother. Tried last night to find a way to get the Stream Deck to accept FightK requests on FightK, but think we're out of luck unless it does add a shortcut. Thank you, Mr. O'Connor. I appreciate you, bro, and everything that you bring to the arcade community. You know, we're in the same group. I always tell people, get into that whole community. And Joshua, I'm getting you a tag right now, bro. I'm taking a photo. What are you guys playing on? Are we playing on Xbox, PC, PlayStation? What are we playing on? Wavy. Yo, that Harry Potter game does look interesting, and I would like to try it, especially considering that. Okay, so we're playing on 5. Great. Are you playing a PlayStation 5 version or the PlayStation 4 version? That's important. Which one are you playing? Peanut said, I'm on PC currently playing Dead Space Remake. And Mr. Long said, I got myself the Sony A3000 soundbar with the rears. I think that was a really good idea for them to come out with that soundbar. Give you something more affordable, more entry level, but make it also so that you can connect those rears. I'm hoping you're enjoying that, brother. Okay, you said you're playing the 5 version. Excellent. You know what? I have a Twitch. You know, I'll have to implement that. We'll get to the point soon as Street Fighter 6 comes out where I'll be looking to create a lot of content. I have the gaming with TKK. That's my gaming channel. I don't have any content going to it now, but trust me, there's gonna be so much work onto that. Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous. So maybe I'll get the simultaneous streaming going. You know, I don't know. You got a 1070 Ti with an 8th generation i5. I mean, that's still pretty solid, bro. Like, sincerely, it is, man. And that works. And then obviously having a PS5 modernizes things, but a 1070 Ti, at least for fighting games, you know, makes it where you still can play. And Jeremy said we should hang out for some lobby play with the communities when Street Fighter 6 comes out. Of course, brother. Of course. Absolutely, man. I want to say again, man, I love everything that you're doing on your channel, my man. you know, I love it. Now I'm just seeing a growth. And like I said, my channel, the age of my channel is older, but realistically, I started really doing this thing about a year and a half ago. So I kind of feel like, you know, we're in our first year of doing the tech thing. And so I'm glad to get to know you and to meet you. And you know, I feel like we've got a bright future. I look forward to meeting you and collaborating in person as well as remotely too. So any ideas you can come up with, I'm definitely gonna get to them. You know, I'm all about positivity, and so absolutely. And let me just check something really quick, guys. I think the A90K is not talking much about, is not worth talking much about because it's only 42 and 48. Those sizes appeal more to gaming setups. Yeah, I totally agree. And you mentioned display. Listen, you know, I think LG is also missing out on the fact that, okay, so they're G-Sync NVIDIA certified. You know, they should be fighting extremely hard to be the first TV manufacturer to regularly put, or at least in modern time, to put a display port on their TV. Considering that they make their chipset just like Samsung. So I know that they can make the 4 ports and then, you know, provide a display port. That seriously needs to be a thing. Now, with Samsung fully pushing 144 hertz natively, um, I wouldn't put it too far past Samsung to say that in 2024 they probably will have a display port on their TV. Um, you know, and so I hope that LG can get on board with that. More importantly, I hope that Sony just gets to a place where they can make their own chipset, you know, get to the point where they can make their own stuff. Sony needs to just manufacture more of their TV. I think that's really the issue. They're leaving too much in the hands of others. And, you know, the focus is solely on the picture quality. And while I get it, you know, you do have a large consumer base that is focused on gaming and things of that sort. You said looking to get an arcade stick for my PS5. Any suggestions? I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. You know, and I say this respectfully. You know, this is how I kind of talk to people. I don't know what the funds are looking like, but you know, honestly, I would encourage you getting a Victrix arcade stick. You know, I reviewed it on my channel. I got a couple of those, and now that I'm pushing you to watch my content, you can watch anyone's content on that. The only thing that might be unfortunate is that they're on the pricey side, right? $400, $430, something like that, after tax, depending on where you're at. But you know, the stick is built like a tank, super reliable, and the quality of work that they put into the arcade stick is just really good, man. You know, so I can't recommend the Victrix enough. You know, it's it's the stick. Like if you're not the person like myself that's gonna have like, I mean, you guys can see. I mean, I got a few of these things behind me, right? Like, so if you're not gonna have an abundance of sticks, then you know, get the one stick that you know that's gonna hit and get you what you need to get out of it. Sorry, hopefully that wasn't too dramatic, but yeah, I would encourage the Victrix arcade stick is the one that I would swear by. Okay, HDTV00 said, yeah, to keep my setup going using a Shark eARC device keeps my older pre-pro in the game. Okay, so I don't lose features. I'll plug into my LG C1 HDMI inputs, then out the Shark. Okay. CVL said, I got the Vitrix stick. Those things are excellent. The Hori Fighting Stick Alpha is a solid, cheaper choice for the 5, though. Yeah, and I haven't reviewed that, and I've seen it. I actually thought about getting one of those, and they should be out now. I thought about pre-ordering one of those, and, you know, I just didn't get it. Jack Sparrow, you retracted your message, brother. What happened there, man? Hopefully I didn't say something that made you feel, I don't know. Seems like it's been a pretty positive room tonight. John M said, PC is the best, no input lag. Input lag exists with everything, my friend. It really does. Everything has some latency to it. And my TV just brightened up. Like, this TV was dim as heck, and then it just said, I am on. Play me. That's my girl, S95B. We're gonna call her Samantha tonight. You said I should collab with Alex Nostalgia GX on YouTube. He hosts fighting game lobbies. He's a good dude. That's what's up, man. I have to look into that. You said Vuelix are my favorite stick. What are we talking about? Vuelix gang. What? You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those that makes view. Listen, Vuelix is just a placeholder for me. And then of course, you know, yes, Vuelix gang all day, baby. Vuelix is gonna be, but listen, you can't find Vuelix sticks. Like a Vuelix stick is gonna be, it's a relic. You know, it's not gonna be a stick that you can just kind of go out and buy. So the Victrix is like it's gonna be the stick that's like it's that new standard, right? Like something that's available. And then obviously they did the limited edition runs, but now they have the newer ones that you can get. And Mr. Heisenberg, my man, always step in and say he on deck. Listen, I appreciate you. You know, when people say it's the small things, bro, it's the small things. You know, just you know, just when you support somebody, giving that thumb up, and then going out your way to just to type those 2 words, man. You know, I want you to know I sincerely appreciate you, man. I really do. Thank you, brother. Jeremy said, I'm still sitting on a pair of Mad Catz Street Fighter Tournament Edition 2 sticks. Are those still solid? Nah, bro, those are solid, my friend. Those are solid. I got at least in storage. I have at least 2 of those sticks. Also, those are solid sticks, man. Definitely. Delusionals Arcade. Did I miss a comment from you? Okay, I got you. I got context now. I read one comment and then the other one, and now it makes sense. You know, so you know, I'd love to contact people for like sponsoring stuff, for like reviews. You know, like okay, so let me tell y'all about a quick story, man. I have a black stick that's called the Oki board, right? And this stick was sent to me from a long time follower of my older channel. And the stick was sent to me and it came from overseas. And the stick got caught up in like a delay or something. So it was like an extra 2-3 weeks that it was supposed to have got to me. And like by the time the stick got to me, the goddamn C2 was out, right? And I just flooded my channel with that, right? And I'm still sitting here with this stick. Now, this stick is like a hitbox type of stick. And so the dude ended up telling me I could keep the stick, but I asked him, I was like, hey, man, you know how much you want for it? I'll buy it. Because he sent it to me to review it. And, you know, my only thing with that is just like, you know, I'm still in this stage where I'm trying to figure myself out on YouTube. And so I don't really want to obligate myself with any kind of partnerships or anything like that. So that's what I like about my channel right now is just everything is like my stuff. You know what I mean? But that's a great idea. And I appreciate you, you know, suggesting that. Joshua, you play Dragon Ball? Man, let's get it going tonight. Let's get it going tonight. You play fighters? Let's get it going tonight. What is this man's gamer tag? He says, yeah, Roman. I got you, bruh. We can get it going tonight. We can get it cracking tonight. Straight up. If I would have had this set up, I would have streamed this. This would have been a match we could have streamed. If you serious about playing some fighters, we can get it popping tonight. He said, remember Sharp TV? They made some of the best TVs during the temperature in the market, but focusing only on picture quality was their downfall. My family still own a working Sharp from 2008. Absolutely do remember Sharp. I think I gave away a Sharp TV probably about 5 years ago. I am not playing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And I am interested in getting the Hogwarts game. Hopefully, some of the tension has died down from whatever was surrounding that. I don't really wrap myself up into a lot of the drama. My gaming channel is Gaming with TKK. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Forgive my ignorance, because I made the channel and, you know, I knew that I wasn't going to really start doing real stuff until Street Fighter 6 came out. But yeah, Gaming with TKK. If you guys want to support, follow that. You know, that channel, my goal is to get it monetized before the year is over. But when Street Fighter 6 hit, it's going to be like daily videos on that channel about that game, like daily. I'm not even playing. Like, it's going to be so much content on there, man. It's for anybody that knew me back in 2009, listen, that's all I can say. Yeah, I'm gonna be my real self on that channel, so I can just really play fighting games and, because I was a bull in the arcade. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bully, right? Like I like to play, I beat you, and talk some smack with you. Just have a good time. No, Infinite is a fun game. It's just it's not the game for me. Fighters is definitely the direction that I wish the Versus series went into. Dragon Ball Fighters is really good. I played the DNF game also. If anybody plays that, I like playing that game. Yeah, I'm not the big Potter fan. I have the Saga. It's all downloaded on Plex. I have all the 4K edition Blu-rays of them. But yeah, I'm not really like, so gun-ho for Harry Potter. But yeah. Red 13, I'm sorry I missed your comment, brother. You said, thanks for the help with the Chulix. You said, watching your videos has helped me get mine to where I want it. Hey, man, you are welcome, brother. There's a brief little bit of showcase of my Chulix in the arcade video that's coming tomorrow to the channel. But tomorrow's video is going to be a part 1 of 2. And I think I'm actually going to release the video probably at 12:01, so I'll move the time up. But yeah, man, you're very welcome, my friend. We got to stick together, man. When I look stuff up on the internet, I get frustrated when I'm like, yo, people don't modernize their content. Even looking back at some of my older reviews, like I reviewed some speakers on the channel. I recently took the videos down and said I was going to reshoot them, Like if there's an opportunity for you to get better, and if your intent is pure and you want to just make the content to really help people, then, yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to be. I want to be the bad guy. I want to be the bad guy. I play Harry Potter. I want to be the bad guy. 100%. And yet, a Tekken 8 announcement was weak. But I'm hopeful that the game is good because I am going to play the game a lot. Guilty Gear, no. There was a cat named, and you may know him. He's actually a YouTuber. His name's Clayton, white guy. He looks like Ken, and by Ken I don't mean like Ken Masters. He looks like Barbie Ken, right? Very handsome guy, in shape. Young dude. He's younger than me, probably. So he's probably around 30. Clayton's probably around 34. I don't know his gamer tag, but that boy was ridiculous in everything when we were coming up. He wasn't from Detroit, but he was from outside Michigan. But he's somebody you would classify an OG. I said all that to say that, I know some good players, but yeah. I mean, if they randomize it in the beginning and make you just kind of randomly put you in a house, all I'm gonna do is restart the game until I can get to the bad side. Like I don't care if I have to do it 100 times. I want the bad side, right? And I'm trying not to watch any content on the Harry Potter Legacy, the Hogwarts Legacy, because it's not Harry Potter. I don't want to watch any content on it because I don't want to really spoil it for myself, right? But I'm actually, one of my young friends, I'm setting him up with a better PC so that I can have somebody to play with, as well as my household. People in the house gonna play it too. I'm the King Kindred everywhere, cuz. Everywhere. The King Kindred. I'm gonna go back to, I like Guilty Gear. It's just that, when Guilty Gear came out, I was tournament known killer. TKK, tournament known killer. So around the time when Guilty Gear came out, I was winning tournaments in CVS 2. I was winning tournaments in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. And I'm not saying that to gloat, but I was playing those games. I was playing Super Turbo. I was playing Alpha 3. I was playing, I was playing all of those Capcom games, you know what I mean? So Guilty Gear was at the time, Detroit had an arcade called Wizards. That was the pinnacle of competition in Michigan, period. Going into the arcade scene dying. And so Guilty Gear didn't get a lot of action on that arcade machine. So what I didn't like about it is that there wasn't enough interest in others, to play it. Because for me, it's all about competition. Fighting games for me is like chess. Mentally, I just want to get next to you and take your energy, and you know what I'm saying? I want to read you, download you, and dissect you. And I mean, I don't want to play a game where nobody is going to get on the game. So If nobody's gonna get on the game, I don't want to get on the game. You know what I'm saying? So that was the biggest thing for me. You know. Oh yeah, Max is huge YouTuber. It's crazy. You watch him for his Final Fantasy content. No, that's interesting though. You know, and that's how it goes sometimes, man. You know, you get people and they'll be known for like one thing, and then you know you end up checking them out for like another thing. I need to check something on my phone. Hopefully this does. Okay, I've got 12% battery. I promise going forward, I will be more prepared with doing this type of stuff. Um, but I'm gonna talk to you guys until this thing dies. But I just wanted to check that. But yeah, Max is huge, man, huge. Something I aspire to be someday with the gaming channel. You know, but this technology thing, man, it's just, you know, it's so crazy how life is, man. It's like all these years, dude. You know, I can remember having my old YouTube channel years ago. You know, the King Kendra was the name of it. And I mean, that channel had like more than 6,000 subscribers. And it was like, it was all in the span of just a couple of years. And you know, I never tried to do anything to monetize that channel or anything like that. And it was just like, you know, now I don't have an email from my channel. But you know, I spent all that time just making videos, and it was just fun. You know, I just enjoyed it. That's why I know that like when this Street Fighter 6 come out, like I'm gonna be going head hunting, trying to find people to to make feel uncomfortable in Street Fighter 6. Honestly, you know, so I'm really excited for this, man. I'm really excited for this whole experience of that. But I hope that hey, now because now I actually want this thing to be a career thing. So, you know, Max, he has the kind of channel that I'm pretty sure anybody that does any kind of content will want to have. You know, you said I know you can do it, TKK. You got the passion, knowledge to see. Thank you, brother. You know, I'm in a very organic place. You know, so the television content, it feels easier for me because it's just something I do. It's not like a hobby I just jumped into or something I got to buy into to speak to. It's just like, it's just kind of what I do, you know. And I'm using it to try to branch off into other things, right? So connecting the dots, made some great relationships. And so we got a business strategy for this year, what we're trying to go for. Last year, the goal was to hit 5,000 subscribers, and we succeeded that. And we just hit 8,000 the top of the year. And so the goal this year is for 15,000. So, you know, we're setting goals and having fun, man. That's really what it's about. And engaging with people, man. You know, if you don't have the engagement, then it means nothing. So as long as you guys are having a good time, that's all that matters to me. Yeah, man. Yeah, guys. So we getting slow on the chats now. Might tell me it's time to wrap it up. Hopefully, everybody's doing good though. You know, me, I am going to just keep on grinding, and I just wanted to get on here and see you guys and politic with you. And I got a couple of new gamer tags that I can face off against, so I'm excited for that. The Last of Us, man, listen, I've heard some good things about that show. What are they on, episode 3 now? Is it 3? Oh, I'm glad you said that. See, my problem with watching shows like that is I'm a binge watcher, you know? Like I want to watch. Oh, so 4 episodes. See, I'll listen. Like I'm off tomorrow. I'm gonna go get fresh fade, right? Because I go back to work in the middle of the week. So tomorrow I'm gonna go get my hair cut. So I got tomorrow. Just like I've been painting and washing my, you know. Thanks for answering my question, TK. Thank you for your time. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Yeah, I've been getting the house together and stuff, and so I have time to watch TV now. So I feel like I'll go through those 4 episodes and I'll be like, man, I want more. And then I gotta wait a week. This might not be up y'all alley, but BMF is on season 2. I haven't watched one episode yet because I'm like, nah, I'm not finna do it to myself. I'm not finna watch these 2 or 3 episodes that they got, and then I'm stuck. Now I'm hooked in. Now the show is a dope. I have to inject myself. I have to wait. No, I like to have control of myself. I lose control when I get lashed into a show and have to watch it every week, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna check out Alex's show, to Delusionals Arcade. You say you just finished last night episode of BMFC. Man, see, I can't see, man, I want to watch it. Am I gonna grow my hair again? Of course. Of course. Of course. The end of the year. Yep. So we did the ball. And this, I mean, maybe this is weird content. Shaved the bald, right? And this is kind of the way I do it, right? So shaved the bald. Then we did the ball fade. Right? The ball fade normally with the goatee. So now let the goatee grow back out. So now we're gonna do the some places where they call it tint fade, some places they call it taper, you know. So we're gonna do the taper, and then we'll grow it back out end of the year. So we'll have braids next year. Wavy, what happened? His messages got retracted. I don't know if that's like something he did or he said, I'm on PlayStation app now. What's your gamer tag again? Spell it out because I couldn't find you. Give me a second, bro. I got your tag. I'll hit you up as soon as I end this thing. We're gonna end this in a minute. Bill's channel. What's up, Bill? How you doing, brother? He said, oh, by the way, HBO has a 20-year anniversary podcast on all the major podcast platforms. He said HBO Max advertises it, but I know you prefer not to stream. Yeah, man. You know, I like to podcast for The Wire. What? Well, shit. I have to watch that. Mr. Heisenberg said, I'm waiting on Snowfall. Yes. Snowfall has the potential for being one of the greatest. One of the greatest, man. One of the greatest. It definitely has the potential. PN said, I prefer binge watching as well. I'm rocking an NVIDIA Shield Pro 2019. Okay. That's what's up, man. I'm having a hard time understanding what you guys are really getting out of these different streaming devices, you know? I have the Apple TV 4K and it's in the bedroom, and I feel like it was a waste for me. And I only say that, I mean that in the most respectful way, and it's just because my ignorance, like I'll have to sit down and really look at a tutorial as to what I could be doing with it to make it make sense, because I get it and I just go straight to Plex. Now, it offered me some, you know, more uniformity to Plex versus like the Fire Stick, but you know, I have a hard time as long as I can get the Dolby Vision content in Dolby Vision, and then I don't know, I'm good, man. You know, but like, what does a person get out of using an NVIDIA Shield Pro? Like, why would you buy that? If anybody's on here can answer that may have one. Nightbreaker says, you're lucky, man. As a bald guy myself with a little facial hair, there isn't much I can do with my head. Hey, man, listen, it's all good. It's all good, homie, you know. Wavy said, The Last of Us is a good show. He says, what is OLED? Is that like a literal question, bro? Or HDTV says, I think maybe we all just make a choice, but I used the Fire Stick once and it was total garbage. I feel that. Like, so what made the Fire Stick garbage? Is it because what you were used to using, it didn't give you like what you were expecting? I'm curious. You know, I'm ignorant. I'm humbly asking. Tech says, Shield is for people that don't like Apple stuff or want to make more sure to be able to stream rips with bitstream audio. Okay. PN says the Shield is a streamer supports them. There it is. As soon as Tech says it's PN, who is a user, says it. And there he is, validating him spot on, man. That's good stuff. Damn it. How is Fire Stick a weak device? See, help me to understand what makes it weak. And again, I'm humbly asking, like, This is the brotherhood. We sitting down having a conversation. Tell me what makes the Fire Stick weak? Mr. Bill said he likes his Fire Cube. He's like, "Ooh, I like my Fire Cube. It's slow. How? What? Help me to understand what's slow. How do you articulate that? Like when you say slow, what do you mean?" That man said it's slow. Oh, okay. Maybe you had an older one. Okay, so Amazon is pretty much the poorest media, poor streaming of most of the services, and their hardware is a step below. Got you. Okay. So when we think of Amazon, are we thinking now like the part where you say it's the poor streaming of most of the services? Are we talking about the portion of like them as a streaming platform, like versus let's say like a Netflix and a Hulu? Or are we talking about like I mean, I see you said hardware. Is the hardware just bad? Jason said it's slow if you have a 2015 version. If you have the 4K version, it has updated NIC. Oh, okay. Wavy, I got you. Yeah, Plex is Plex is pretty much an application you would use. They have some free TV channels on there. Nothing like local, but it's pretty much what you would use if you have downloaded content. Like for example, I have a computer. The computer is running, and from the computer, I stream using Plex to my TVs or to like my smartphone. It's like having a local Netflix. That's just like the more simplistic way for me to describe what Plex is. Like, say I have 80 terabytes of whatever the content is, and I have them running on a computer, and my computer is connected to the internet. And I can use a Plex app on my phone or a Fire Stick or the TV, right? And I can stream that content. I can watch that content. So I may not watch BMF week 1, week 2, week 3. I'll wait till it's done, get the content, put it on my Plex server, and then I'll watch it. So that's what Plex is, bro. Okay, he said, yeah, low bit rates and less features on streaming from Amazon. And Amazon is always the worst in my face-offs. I'm gonna have to check those pieces of content out, my brother. If you've got some content on there, I would definitely support you in some watch time, just so I can be educated. I mean, ultimately, it's an executive decision. The Fire Stick just it's uniform for me. They are cheap. I'll say that. You get them on sale, $25 for the 4K model. And I mean, it's like for how I use it and how my kids use it, we turn it on. It's either going to Disney Plus or it's going to Plex. I've never ran into any issues with anything being slow or nothing like that. But then again, I'm not the best person to really speak on why it's not good. So I would like to get some education. So I'll be watching that. Ryan Best says, new to the channel, brother, and I love the content you put out. It's real and informative. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ryan Best. All the love to you, my brother. Max love, like I say, I mean that every time I say it. We coming with positivity, man. Text says, I feel like much of the vibe I see or hear around Fire devices is low cost and people. Yo, so that's the thing, right? I made a Facebook post about this like 3 years ago. And you know how like on Facebook, your stuff does like a memory. And I was saying like the status went something along the lines of every time a person hears you have a Fire Stick, they think you're stealing cable. And so I realized that, when people think of you having a Fire Stick, they're like, yo, this dude is like, he's just cheap. He's just trying to. And I'm like, yo, like I have like the best TVs. Like I don't meet anybody, like I don't know anybody, like no person that is not sponsored that has more better TVs than me. Like period, right? And so when I put the two together, they don't mesh because I'm like, yo, I'm not cheap. It's just like it works. It's uniform. And so my logic was always like, okay, if I buy a Samsung TV, it's gonna have Tizen. If I buy a Sony, it's gonna have Google. If I buy an LG, it's gonna have WebOS, right? So if I buy Fire Sticks and put them on all the TVs, when we turn the TVs on, the TVs all have the same OS. Like that was my logic, right? I'm like, okay, I can spend 25 on all these TVs, and when we turn them on, my son who's 7 don't have to worry about, well, Dad, how do you get here? And my daughter doesn't have to worry about, well, Dad, how do you get here? It's just like you turn it on and it's just the same thing, right? But I totally get that. You know, it's like I'm just looking for the uniformity because that's exactly what we're saying, right? Like we're saying, I wish that, you know, Samsung was more like LG and Sony was more like, you know, Vizio, but now it makes sense. I am going to deep dive into your channel and some other channels to see on the technical side of it, like, you know, what makes it weaker. Because I think that, like, most people I talk to, they don't know, they don't understand. Like, they don't understand, you know, like, why the Fire Stick is so good. For me, it was just always like, well, damn, if I turn it on, I'm gonna just, no matter what TV I go to, because I buy a new TV every year, it's just still gonna be the same thing. I don't have to get acclimated with this slow Tizen. No disrespect to Samsung owners, or, you know, anything LG might change, or, you know, the Google TV is really blocky. Like every time it turns on, it wants to go to their home screen. It just goes right to Fire Stick. So, but I appreciate you guys sharing that. Seriously, I did get some more education, and now I know I have to do some research. Wakanda Forever face off tomorrow, brother. I'm already I'm already gonna be watching it. Now let me ask you this, and I'm gonna end this stream shortly. Is the Wakanda, is the face off going to spoil anything? Because I haven't seen the movie. So is it going to spoil anything? And the only reason I'm asking is if it is, then I'll know that I'll watch it later in the week, your video. Did I return my S95B? Nope. This is the guy right here. My TV is lit with me. Nah, we don't return TVs. And I would return a TV definitely if it didn't service my needs, and I would tell anybody else to do the same. But nah, I have S95B still. You say, I'd say no spoilers other than, okay. I don't have setting recommendations for S95B, but going into this year, that will be a thing that we'll be doing on the channel going forward. I won't be like, you know, offering any professional grade calibrations, but I'll be offering some best settings. We'll have some content going on the newer TVs. Yeah. The Wicked Arcade says, "Sup TKK, did you ever finish up the big blue cabinet?" No, I actually just got both of those moved into the garage. So I want to say I have an arcade video posting tomorrow. That's not going to be big blue, but next week, probably going to be big blues are going to be a part of the fold. And I'm not sure when Sony is going to announce their TVs. Probably going to be after these other guys drop their TVs. Honestly, it's like they like to announce their stuff after these other dudes drop theirs. It's, you know, it's a ballsy move, but it works, man. It works. Yeah, but guys, listen. And 1000 Star, what's up, my brother? I have to wrap this up, guys. I got to wrap this up. I had an amazing time talking with you guys. Hopefully everybody is good. I'd ask that if you get an opportunity tomorrow, go ahead and click like on that arcade video. It's going to post at 12:01 a.m. As soon as I get up off of here, I'm going to edit that. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next stream or video. Like, we going to keep it pumping. So you all have a great night. Thanks for tuning in with me. Peace, God bless. And as I always say, max love.